Has it ever happened to you that the person who abandoned you, mistreated you, or caused you emotional grief reappears out of nowhere? It's an unusual and unnerving sensation, isn't it? You might have assumed that was the last time they would leave. After all, it seemed like a new chapter ended when they left. Here they are, reappearing as if nothing had transpired, after you've healed and moved on. Exactly why would they act in this way? How will you react when they come back? That is the most critical question. We all struggle with these kinds of questions, and the answers aren't always as simple as they appear. When the person who hurt you unexpectedly wants to be a part of your life again, it might be perplexing and unreasonable. However, the reality is that this conduct is driven by deeper psychological factors. Rather than focusing on you, try to understand and address their unmet needs, concerns, or emotions. In today's video, we'll explore the psychology behind the return of hurtful people and how Stoic philosophy can help you negotiate this emotional minefield. The essential lesson of emotional resilience is taught by Stoicism, which stresses that we have no influence over the acts of other people, but do have power over our own reactions. How well you can keep your composure when someone you care about returns will dictate how well you manage your emotions. You have the power to break the cycle of heartache and bewilderment right now. So stay tuned till the very end. Watching this video will teach you more than just what they're trying to get you to do. It will also teach you how to avoid conflict and make decisions that are good for your mental health. Let's dive deeper into why this happens. 1. The power of guilt. Guilt is one of the strongest emotions that can make an offender come back to you after they've damaged you. People often feel compelled to take action in order to alleviate the internal conflict caused by the unbearable sensation of guilt. In the heat of passion, the perpetrator of an act of violence may not comprehend the gravity of their mistake. The consequences of their acts might not have been obvious to them at the time because they were impetuous, self-centered, or even inadvertent. In a manner that no other encounter or incident can, your departure from their lives can make them face the results of their actions. The weight of remorse becomes apparent as they come to terms with the suffering they have inflicted. They might begin to wonder things like, did I mess up? What was the point? They often experience profound remorse for their deeds, particularly when they witness your success or progress without them. The thought that they've lost you for good can hurt. Because of the weight they carry within, they may feel compelled to return, seeking reconciliation or forgiveness in the hopes that it will alleviate their load. While remorse may drive someone back, it doesn't prove they've changed or grown as a person. Not everyone who returns does so because they have matured or truly comprehend the damage they have done. Sometimes it's more about seeking comfort for themselves. The Stoic view holds that we have no say over the feelings or behavior of other people. It is important not to let the mental state to be controlled by external factors, such as the return of someone driven by guilt. Even though other people may be carrying around guilt, Stoics teach us to concentrate on our own development and tranquility. Getting back is something they have to figure out on their own. Their deeds cannot bring you serenity. It must originate within you. 2. Fear of losing you. Someone who has wronged you may return because of their profound and, more often than not, unconscious dread of ever losing you again. The fact that they may have lost someone important in their lives is more important than their love for you or their wish to reconnect, which is why they are afraid. Even as they were about to leave, they might not have fully appreciated you. Your absence, however, becomes more noticeable as time and distance pass. A multitude of emotions can give rise to the terror of everlasting separation from you. Maybe they didn't appreciate how strong of a link you had with them until it was gone. Or maybe they assumed you would be there forever and took you for granted. Your loved ones start to realize how much they depended on you when you're not there for them, and the thought of being alone without you is too much to bear. Feelings of isolation, rejection, or even witnessing your own growth and success in the absence of others might set off this dread. People have an innate tendency to protect themselves against hurt, particularly in respect to other people. This explains why certain people who have harmed you in the past may come back trying to make amends. Even if they aren't prepared to commit to a long-term relationship, they are afraid you will become a distant memory or that you will find happiness elsewhere. They don't care about making amends for the pain they caused. It's about the unsettling feeling of wanting to take back some of their reality after it changed in a way they weren't prepared for. Stoicism teaches us to be detached from things we can't change. Their anxieties or behaviors are their responsibility to manage, not yours. Regardless of their concerns and insecurities, your peace must not be disrupted. 3. The cycle of validation. One of the main reasons someone can come back after harming you is because they need to be validated. Seeking approval from others can be a powerful motivator for some people, and it can quickly become an obsession. Validation in relationships goes beyond simply reinforcing one's value. It's a way for people to reassure themselves that they matter, that they're desirable, and that they can still sustain a connection with another person. They might feel short-lived relief or satisfaction when someone harms you and then walks away. But eventually, they often encounter a profound inner emptiness. The lack of validation that you previously offered is the root cause of this emptiness. Without the support they received from you, in the form of your love, attention, and affirmations, they may have felt insignificant, invisible, or incomplete. That is to say, they may have cut off an essential source of affirmation that they were unaware they needed until it was gone when they departed. This sense of nothingness has the potential to grow intolerable with time. After rejecting your constructive criticism and emotional support, they may begin to question if they were wrong to depart. They come back to you, not necessarily to make amends for the pain they caused, but to satisfy their need for approval, which they no longer feel. They want to feel loved and accepted again, even though they messed up in the past. But this loop can get poisonous. It shifts the focus away from the actual harm they may have done and onto your emotional health. If they just want to be validated, they might not see the damage they've done. Instead of trying to mend the connection, it might be an attempt to pacify their own fears. Finding one's own worth is more important than seeking approval from others. As any genuine Stoic can tell you, your value is already there. To feel whole, you don't require the return of another. Your contentment should never be contingent upon the approval of another person, so keep that in mind the next time they return seeking affirmation. 4. The test of character. Going back to see someone who has wronged you is a test of your character as much as it is of their intentions. Your character and the extent to which you have trained your emotional resilience are on display here. Imagine it as a junction. Whatever you decide here will show how resilient you are, how well you can heal from hurts, and how well you can keep your peace inside. To deal with such a circumstance with stoic wisdom, clarity, and self-control, one must first rise above the emotional turbulence. You should never allow the behavior of other people control your mood or make you feel like a prisoner to your feelings. The opportunity to demonstrate self-mastery, learning from mistakes, and composure in the face of external disturbances is presented by their reappearance. Right now, how you respond is really important. Is wrath, bitterness, or a thirst for vengeance going to be your reaction? On the other hand, will you show your strength by refusing to let their reappearance disrupt your serenity? Being detached from worldly concerns is a key tenet of Stoicism. We can choose how we respond, even when we're angry or tempted to act on impulse. Here, acting on purpose is more important than giving in to emotional impulses. Your skill in maintaining emotional distance will be useful here. Letting rid of an unhealthy attachment to outcomes is what we mean when we talk about detachment, not being indifferent to the person. No need to make a hasty decision or let your emotions get the best of you if they come back hoping to make amends. You have the option to take stock of the situation rationally, knowing that their continued presence in your life has little to do with your inner calm and contentment. At the end of the day, this will show how strong you are emotionally and how able you are to be yourself no matter what. Question number 5. How will you handle their return? A tornado of feelings, including bewilderment, wrath, grief, and yearning, can ensue when an offender reappears in one's life. Feelings of open arm reception, forgiving and forgetting, or offering a second chance may wash over you. Stoicism tells us, however, that nothing, not even the return of a hurtful person, should govern our mental health. What are you supposed to do right now? Stopping and thinking things through should be your first priority. Refrain from acting on impulse or according to your current feelings. The ability to emotionally disengage from a circumstance and one's reaction to it is a key lesson in Stoicism. Just step back and think about it for a while. Is there a reason they're coming back? Tell me what they really want from me. Does their return reflect sincere regret, or is it more driven by a desire for affirmation, or a realization that they miss you? The best way to respond is to first understand their motivations. Take stock of your emotions and personal limits next. It is crucial to assess your own needs when someone returns after harming you. How much grief did they cause you? Have you truly healed? Do you feel emotionally prepared to reconnect with them, or do you need more time to mend your own broken heart? Do what's best for your mental and emotional well-being. Last but not least, separate yourself from the notion that you can't be happy or find closure till they come back. Being validated, or even just being in the company of another person, cannot bring about genuine inner serenity. No matter what other people do, you can always manage your life according to Stoicism if you can control your own reactions and decisions. Keep your feet firmly planted on the ground of your personal principles and make decisions that mirror your inner serenity and power when they come back. Stoic wisdom can help you gracefully handle the emotional confusion that comes with someone you hurt returning. Keep in mind that you have complete power over your reaction, even while their acts are outside your control. No matter what they do, you can use this as a chance to grow in character and keep your peace. If you like this video and would like to learn more about how Stoic philosophy can assist you in living a more empowered and tranquil life, then you should subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment with your opinions if you've ever been in a similar scenario. How have you dealt with comparable situations?